So excited to be here. So my name is Amy Nur, and I am the indie dyer behind Pancake and Lulu Yarn. And I just want to say hello to Ambah and all of the Advent knitters out there in the knit along this year. It is so nice to be here. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a little background or something on how I got involved in the making Advent calendars. And I guess this is my third year of Advent calendars. And I discovered Advent calendars through this knit along back in, was it 2017? And I discovered it maybe it was the first day of December. On that day, I did not make an Advent calendar that year, even though I've been an indie dyer for a long time now. I started out as a hand spinner back when my kids were really little, and that was probably about 15 years ago. So somewhere around there, I think, maybe even a little more. And it evolved into hand dyeing. And so I have a company, an indie dye business. But back in 2017, in December, I discovered Ambah's knit along and the Advent knit along. And I didn't have an Advent calendar, but I did have a lot of little bits and pieces of yarn and ends of all kinds of things, as we all do, from being a knitter and a dyer. So I started out that year, and I brought along my first Ambah shawl, which was the Adventurous Wrap. I had to write down the names because they all are so similar. And that year I just pulled from my stash and I knit the Adventurous Wrap, which I think turned out really nicely, especially with all the little bits. I hope I'm showing the right side. Yes, I think so. It's nice because it's a garter stitch, so both sides look good. And this is what I knit that first year with all different skeins. I don't even know if I think I did use 24 mini skeins for this. Not mini skeins, ends, bits and ends of bigger balls mostly. But anyway, that was how I came across this knit along. And so then the next year I decided I was going to dye my first Advent calendar. And I did it for this knit along. And so I think I dyed 18 calendars, which I don't know if you guys are dyers or have ever dyed or put together any kind of Advent calendars, but 18 turned out to be quite a lot. Not just for, it's not even really the dyeing, it's more the assembling of them. You have to have them all so we took over my dining room, my daughter and I took over my dining room and packed up the 18 Advent calendars. And that year I did this was 2018, I did the Adventurer Scarf. And this was my Advent calendar and the scarf that I knit along with it. I think it started here. Hope this is the right side. Started with day one here, I believe. This was 2 years ago, so I can't quite I think that's right though. And it went on. I'm just going to show it across the screen. Hope it's focused. Yeah, I think it is. And it kind of did this fade. So I kind of did a fade with some semi-solids and some speckles, but it's kind of a fade. Going from these lighter colors to this dark purple. And that was my second year. And then last year, I decided I would dye up 50 Advent calendars. And it was a big undertaking. Like I said, mostly the assembling of 50 Advent calendars is what is tricky because you have to have the space. But I did it. I had just started my kind of graduated into a basement studio, which was all my own big space for doing, where I still work, doing all my dyeing. So I did have the space then. And I dyed up this is called the Adventuring Wrap. And I knit this along with the knit along, and this is my advent calendar. Started with the greens actually and went down to the purples and oranges. So that was last year's advent calendar that I dyed up for this knit along. And so this year I also dyed 50 advent calendars, and I think 50 is like my limit. I realized I wanted to do more. I might have been able to do more, but this year we had a terrible shortage of mini skeins in the US. I don't know if it was worldwide, but because of the pandemic, it really messed up the yarn supply chain. And so it was tricky getting the mini skeins, which is why I do offer the advent calendar in 5 different bases. So it became very tricky to get all of the bases. But I did end up having them, I was able to offer them for a little while in the beginning, all 5, and then I kind of had to cut back because I realized I was going to be winding, in which I did actually have to do this wind some mini skeins myself in order to fulfill the orders that I had. But so this year I am doing the Radvent, I think it's called the Radvent throw. Yeah, I'm so excited, and I wanted to show you guys the day 1 that I completed, and here it is. This is day 1 of this year's advent calendar, and I decided to use the DK base. So the DK base, I'm really excited that there's a throw this year because I have so many wraps. I love making them, and I'm much more of a, what do you call it, like a process knitter. So I don't care what I make. I just want to make it. But I thought this will be really fun to do as a throw. So this is my day 1 skein, mini skein for the Pancake and Lulu advent calendar. And I'm really excited to knit up all the rest. I have I've done 2 others. This is only the 3rd day. Or well, it's the 3rd. I got a little head start, I have to admit, because I know the colors anyway. So I wanted to get a little head start. Anyway, that is what I'm doing right now. And I'm super excited. This pattern works really well for the DK weight, which I do offer. I do like to offer the DK weight because actually it's a little more manageable. You've got this. It's still kind of a lot of knitting for one day, especially if you want to do other projects along the way, which I do. But it's nice and big. You know, it's like a nice, easy yarn to knit. And I love the pattern so far. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to pop in and say hello and to thank Ambah for her wonderful, amazing knit along that I've been doing now for this was my 4th year. So I'll see you guys all out there. I am sponsoring a prize this year. So the details for that, Ambah will give the details for that. And I do have a coupon code as well. So that I think is going to be below. I can't remember the exact code off the top of my head because I didn't write that down before this. Anyway, I think that she will write the code down below. And anyway, I'll see you out there on Ravelry in the chat. Bye.